on you go. And the boxes. And the boxes. And over there. No. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Harper. I know who I am. I know what I am. And I know where I want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, with this knowledge, I have been empowered to live a life literally littered with significant achievements. Well, significant for me anyway. One of these achievements is sitting with you here on this stage, sharing a life's journey. In this sharing, I want to put to you a number of propositions that I believe we all have in common. These propositions will throw some light on specific issue that I have come to understand as I have been living a life of significant achievements. My task is not to motivate you or to tell you what to do. I cannot take that responsibility because I don't know you well. My task is more to share something with you. And all I ask of you is to listen with a beginner's mind. That is, to listen without judgment. And if something in this short talk works for you, take it, file it, and try it. And if nothing gels for you, then sit back and enjoy the ride. I was 23 and I was water skiing behind a boat. I was doing 40 kilometers an hour and I looked good. I had hair then and the wind was blowing through my hair and I had six-pack on six-pack and I was male and I was invincible. Then I hit a sandbag. And as a result of hitting that sandbank, I had a spinal injury that resulted in me getting around in a wheelchair. So, what did I learn from that particular experience? Proposition 1. We all have a natural inclination to achieve. Some might climb mountains, others will climb hills. It matters not. What matters is not the summit we seek, but the energy that we put into that climb. You see, for some, a particular achievement might be a mountain, and for others, that same achievement might only be a hill. So let's not make the size of the summit of the mountain be the measure of our success. Let's make the energy that we put into what we do be that the measure of our success. Proposition 2. In our lives, we will all meet with some form of adversity which can get in the way of our achieving what we want. Now, these adversities can exist financially, in relationships, in conflict, health, education, social, even work. But no matter what the form, I passionately believe that if we want to achieve, we need to be able to manage the adversities that come into our lives. I have lived through many adversities. One is that water skiing accident that resulted in a spinal injury 50 years ago. And I know what you're thinking. He doesn't even look 50. So despite this, I have found success. I've been principal of a school for over 30 years, CEO of a hospice on the Gold Coast in Australia, chair of the Brisbane Disability Council, world champion as was mentioned. I have published, I have loved and lost and loved again. And I've travelled far to be on this stage with you. So what did I do when this adversity came knocking on my door? Proposition 3, we need to manage our adversities. If we don't, if we deny that they exist, then our adversities catch us, take us down, and stop us from achieving. Proposition 4, self-awareness can help us manage our adversities, allowing us to achieve. When I had my water skiing accident, I was in hospital for 6 months, and I managed this adversity, firstly, by being self-aware. Secondly, by accepting that situation. And thirdly, I took action. Now, how did I take action? I took action using 4 filters. The filter of time. I was in hospital and I was determined to limit the time I was going to focus on what had happened to me. I gave it 6 months, and when I left hospital, I was right for living. So whenever we encounter an adversity, just give it permission to exist for a certain amount of time. Secondly, responsibility. We have to take responsibility for what we need to. I did. I took responsibility by being down in the gymnasium first every morning, teaching my body to sit up and grow strong. I took responsibility about eating well. And I took responsibility to take control of my inner voice, so it did not have a chance to pull me down. The other thing I learnt while I was in hospital is we have to be careful what the adversity influences. So mine was physical. It was just a physical adversity, and that's where I made it stay. I didn't allow the adversity to influence my relationships, my future at work, the way I thought about myself. Managing the adversity by stopping it influencing the rest of our lives was one of the filters I learned to use. And the last one is about taking control. I wanted, when I was in hospital, to take control over those things over which I had control. like my self-talk, like how I saw my disability, control in stopping it from influencing my whole life. I let it just influence my physical life. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are 4 filters or 4 actions I took when I had that water skiing accident. Taking these actions with this adversity worked. Consequently, being in this chair has not stopped me from living a life of significant achievements. Now, I continue to use these filters when adversity comes knocking on my door, as recently as 2 days ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, the idea of being self-aware by using these 4 filters when we manage our adversities can work. So, take them.